Now, Barnaby, power prices, yet again, this is the cost of transition. Yep. This is what is going to end up being the slow vice that is on particularly small business. Yeah. I'm talking about anyone from the middle of Armidale to anyone watching us in Annandale tonight. All of them are going to pay more.
Of course, as I've always said, power prices are going up, reliability is going through the floor, and the money to subsidise this is going overseas. So it's a trifecta, isn't it? Aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky to be ripped off? Aren't you feeling good? Feeling a little heart going pump, 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 feeling great being ripped off? And now we're getting transmission lines, this filth of cobwebs all over our land. You wouldn't have it in St Kilda, would you? You wouldn't have it at Middlehead, a few wind towers at Middlehead and the transmission lines going over Mossman. Oh, no. No, your morality, your virtue has to come from the establishment of putting these things over New England, where I go home to my own house and there is a black decomposing bag with a wooden peg, because we've got to be sustainable, telling me that transmission lines are going to go over basically over our lives. Wow. That's how it works, folks. And if, when are you going to wake up? How ripped off do you want to be? How stupid do you want to look before you say 82% by 2030? That is insane, insane.
Well, and as we said before, net zero 2050 magically becomes net zero by 2038. Here is the Minister for Blackouts.
There will be more than 5 million houses right around Australia that receive energy bill relief. But of course, we know there's more to do as well. In addition to that, we know that long-term bill relief, long-term steps to reduce energy bills really come through investing in energy efficiency and in renewable energy. Businesses around Australia know what the opposition does not know, that renewable energy is the cheapest form of energy available in Australia.
And the compensation for that, as we said before, according to one of these energy companies, is going to be the best part of what, $400,000 for every single kilometre for the farmer that's beneath it. There's about 10,000 extra kilometres that are needed. Do the sums, plenty of zeros in there. Now, Nicholas, we often talk about this. We're obviously Melbourne City Council, 100% renewable energy. But I just ask you the same question every week. How much energy do you actually produce in the city of Melbourne, as opposed to ticking the box on the bill that you pay for?
None.
We generate quite a bit of renewable energy in the city of Melbourne, Paul. You'd be pleased to know, with lots of solar panels on our buildings. But look, I'm not going to play the same game as Barnaby, where he tries to turn a debate about the transition to net zero. Hang on.
You won't be able to run a lift.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Barnaby, I haven't even got a half a sentence out and you're already being rude. Now, unlike you, I'm not going to try and turn this into a culture wars debate. I'm not going to sit here and try and pit one Australian against another. We've got a big challenge in front of us as a country. We've got to get it done. And that is going to involve building more power lines, more wind turbines and more solar panels. But we're going to do that because it's going to get us to net zero, and it's going to be a good thing for the planet, and it's going to bring power prices down. Yeah. It's going to bring power prices down, Barnaby, because renewable energy is the cheapest form of energy, because once the infrastructure's set up, it's free. But anyway, you don't want to hear any facts, because all you're interested in is pitting one Australian against each other and turning it in a debate about energy and engineering into a culture war.
So, Aaron,
it's just so crazy. It's just so devoid of reality. Just look at your power bill. Look at your power bill. That's what Nick is giving you. You have power bills going through the roof. If you lived to Nick, he'd have a wind tower on this, just up there, going round. I mean, it just doesn't work,
Come on, Barnaby. I mean, you can't walk straight in Parliament, and you can't deliver a straight line on Sky News. Just call it as it is. We've got to transition to net zero. We just need to get on with it.
When they get dirty. So you hurt your ankle, and he's following stuff from, this is how they work. They go deep down into Twitter, and I'll tell you what they're trying to do. They're trying to say that at question time I was drunk. I'll help you out. Because I was limping, because it hurt my ankle, and I was getting Angie Bell a glass of water. That's how dirty the Labor Party gets, and that's why you can't vote for The Voice. Don't trust these nasty people.
I wasn't planning a voice debate, but I always
look, I'm very sorry to hear your ankle, and I don't know we're talking about anything to do with The Voice there. But,
but you were bringing up that there was a bit of a wobble in it. Anyway, let's all be shush for a second.